Hello everyone, Willie Soto bringing you part 2 of the COVID-19 assistance program that we have for our tenants that have specifically reached out to us. But most importantly, I hope you find yourselves healthy and safe wherever you may be. Again, this platform is created to keep you informed and up to date on current things that are happening around us. And this video specifically, once again, for those that have reached out to us, this is part 2. But also let me recap on part 1. Pretty much what I talk about is if you were impacted due to COVID-19 and you're gonna be delayed on your rent or you can't pay, we've requested that you send us information in writing due to your situation via email or mail. What are the reasons? Okay, inability to work because someone is sick in your household or you were sick, loss of work, loss of income, and also loss of hours or work due to taking care of your children, because I know school is completely out. But obviously you still have to send proof behind any of these situations that you may be dealing with. Okay, so moving on, I want to talk about that option once we receive your information. Again, once you send that email with proof that you're going through the situation, we would send you a payment plan, a repayment plan, some options. So I'm going to go over those options, okay? So option 1 is pay your rent in the month that is due with no late fees. Option 1 is one that I highly recommend for anybody that probably still working, but maybe they reduced your hours, but hasn't been fully impacted, because you still get to pay your rent with no late fees. It doesn't matter the time. Just make sure that you communicate with us during the month. That way we know exactly when the rent's going to be paid. Okay. The second option is also a good option for those that have actually really been impacted, meaning somebody's lost their job in their household or reduction of hours due to COVID-19. So how that works, it's reduced rent. Pay a reduced rent for 30, 60, or 90 days of an amount that best fits your current financial situation. Then it says pay the balance in a lump sum or payment plan at the end of the reduced payment period with no late fees. What do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is at the end, when all this is over, that rent is still going to be owed. Okay, there's no rent forgiveness here. Unfortunately, we still have a responsibility. The owners have a responsibility, and we cannot forgive any rent. So the way that works is, give you an example. You say I need my payment reduced for May, then in June your rent's still due. However, you have an outstanding balance of the reduced rent, say if you just picked for 30 days. Now the best that we could do is probably doing a payment plan, which can be between 3 months to 6 months spread out through the maximum of that period. Okay, so once again, but it would have to be included in your monthly rent payment and specified that you're paying that portion for the balance that is owed. Okay, so no more than 6 months. Option 3 is an option that really I don't really recommend, because it's going to be a very heavy option, and actually the only reason why I would recommend it is if you were really truly impacted. You were sick, everybody in your household really lost their job, or perhaps you were a single parent that, you know, your kids are staying home and you don't have any babysitter or anybody to watch over your kids for you to go to work, because that option 3 is deferred rent. And how that works is that you could select not to pay rent for 30, 60, or 90 days of no rent payments. However, the balance is still owed. There's going to be a lump sum owed at the end of your deferment period. However, once again, being that we would give you ample time to pay it back. So if you choose to take 60 days, so for instance, you said, you know, I can't pay April and then I can't pay May, that's 2 months of rent. However, June is still due, that rent's still due, and now you have 2 months of repayment, which can be extended over a 6-month period at the max. And again, being approved by the owner. And know this, that due to the emergency that we are having, obviously with COVID-19, there's no excuse on why the rent shouldn't be paid. And obviously there's no rent forgiveness with this. So I ask all my tenants that you be mindful of your situation and really consider the options that you're taking, because at the end of the day, the rent, that amount that you're deferring or you're reducing, is still going to be owed. We do have an obligation with our owners and property, so we want to make sure that you're also safe after this. I don't want to be dealing with anybody or putting someone in a situation where they're not going to be able to pay any rent after, any additional rent after this. So again, the rent's still owed, and whether it's a deferral or reduce, there's no rent forgiveness during this time. With that being said, that pretty much covers these options. If you have any additional questions, we can still be reached at our office at 562-324-8886. I do ask my tenants and those that I work with closely that you have patience. If we don't answer, you could send us a text message or an email. However, if it is an emergency, we'll reach out to you within that same day. If it's not an emergency, give us 24 hours to respond. But we do see your messages coming through, and we're here to help. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next video.